And welcome back. This is now lesson 4, day 2 or session 2. If you haven't already, I want you to go get your book. Today's lesson is out of the book and it is on page 69. If you get a book and your pencil, open to page 69. This is lesson 4, session 2. Develop writing and interpreting algebraic expressions. So we're going to read the problem below and see how we could represent, I'll move this up here, how we could represent this situation. So the problem is the Ramirez family is making tamales. They wrap the tamales in corn husks for baking. They already have 8 corn husks. Isabel is bringing 3 bags of corn husks. Each bag has the same number of corn husks. How can you use an algebraic expression to show the total number of corn husks the Ramirez family will have after Isabel arrives? So I want you to think about what is it that we actually know. We know that they already have 8 corn husks. And we know that Isabel is bringing 3 bags of corn husks. Do we know how many corn husks are in each of those bags? We don't know, but we know each one has the same amount. Maybe there's 4, maybe there's 5. Whatever it is, it's the same in each of the 3 bags. But that is our unknown. We do not know, and we won't know. We don't know how many are in that bag, but we know they have the same amount. So I want you to pause the video and think, how could you show we have 8 and we add 3 bags of something we don't know how many there are? So write an algebraic expression to show the total number of corn husks. Pause the video and go ahead and write it. Okay, you should have written something down here. Here is one way you could have expressed that. You could have modeled it as a picture. And I have my 8 husks right here. So we know that. We know there's 8. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 bags. Do I know how many are in each of those? No, I'm just going to use the letter H to represent. That stands for husks. So in each of these bags, there's the same number. I don't know how many, so we can say we have H husks. Another way to write that, if I wanted to make the equation now, is 8 plus H plus H plus H. And that is your expression. Right here is your expression. I have 8 plus whatever was in each one of those. Now, I could have done it in another way. I could make it look like this. And in this case, we have the 8 husks right here. And then we added 3 bags. Do I know what's in each of those bags? No, I don't. So I'm going to say n is my variable, the number that's in each of those bags. So why did I do a 3 next to the n? Because I have 3 times n. So as an algebraic expression, I could have written 8 plus 3n. I wonder, do you think that expression is the same as this one? Does it mean the same thing? Yes, it does. Same expression. We are going to go ahead. I want you to turn the page, if you need to the next page. And this one, they are showing how we could have modeled it. You could use algebra tiles, and each small square represents 1. So this represents our 8 husks, and then I have the 3 bags. Do I know how many are in those bags? No, I don't, but I could represent it like that. I could also model it using words. So if I use the words, number they have is 8 plus 3, 8 plus 3 times the number in each bag. So these are equivalent expressions. 8 plus 3 times the number in a bag. And that's where I put my variable because that's my unknown quantity. if you keep going, we're going to look at the connected. I want you to look back at the algebra tiles in the first model it. What do the small square tiles represent? And I need to turn the page too if you haven't done so already. We are now on the connected, which is page 71. So what do the small squares represent? You can go ahead and stop and write down the answer. And hopefully you wrote that down. And the answer is that the small squares represent the 8 corn husks. What is the unknown quantity? What unknown quantity does each large rectangular tile represent? That represents the 3 bags, and we don't know how many corn husks are in each one. So that stands for each of the bags. Use the variable x to represent each large rectangular tile. What algebraic expression can you write to represent the situation? I want you to stop the video and see if you can write an expression and have it match mine. Okay, hopefully you did. You could have written 8 plus, and it doesn't matter what letter I use, but in this case, it said to use the variable x. So I'm going to do 8 plus x plus x plus x. Or you could have done an equivalent. Maybe you did 8 plus 3x. That would also represent it. This was an expression that represents the situation. Number 3, Gavin looks at the second model and uses the h variable to write the expression 8 plus 3h. How many terms does the expression have? Which term is a product? And you do need to know this, so I want you to stop the video. 8 plus 3h, we're looking at that expression. How many terms are there, and which term is a product? Okay, you should have said that there are 2 terms. We've got this separated by the addition sign. There's 2 terms. And the term that's a product is 3h, because 3h means 3 times h. Identify the variable. Well, the variable is our letter h, and the coefficient is the number that works with the letter. So 3h, here's my variable, and here's my coefficient. Remember, co means together. So the coefficient is the number next to the variable. What does this represent? There's 3 bags, but h, we don't know how many are in each of those bags, but we know they're the same. And last one, let's look at number 4. Jade writes the expression for the total number of corn husks as 3c plus 8. Elias writes it as 8 plus c plus c plus c. Are both expressions correct? Explain. Stop the video and write down your answer. Okay, hopefully you had the answer is yes, they are the same thing. This c plus c plus c is the same thing as 3 c's. If I had the number 2, 2, 4, 6, 3 times 2, 6. If I had the number 4, 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. This is just saying I have 3 of those C's. I have 3 of those C's. So they are both correct. You are going to do the rest of these in your book. I'm going to tell you, look at your assignment sheet to see what pages you're going to be doing, and the rest of it you're going to do in your book. So hopefully you have written all this down, because you know we're going to be checking it. See you guys soon.